From John Reger. He is the president of the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, and he's got an interesting background with his father playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, grew up there, and it was a completely different route that he took to get to the NFL. John, thanks for joining us. I don't know how much you'll get out of this. It's an absolute party down here at Ferg's, and we love it, but how are you, my man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I've been listening to the show all night long, just having a great time. Listen to the young guys there talking about these NFL picks. I even heard talk about streaking, which is quite something for an NFL draft show. So we'll just go on with that. Hey, my dad played in the NFL for 12 years. He was an All-Pro Linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played 9 years with them, 3 with the Washington Redskins. He was captain of the team. Helped found the Players Association as an active player. But I wanted to share the story. The other day, Mike and I, we were talking on the phone, talking about my dad's career. And I told you a story about how he got involved in the NFL. In 1955, they did have a draft. Okay. In fact, Johnny Unitas was part of that draft. And he got by the Colts and got cut and went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So my dad got a scholarship from Lindsay Military Institute in Wheeling, West Virginia, to University of Pittsburgh. So he was on the freshman team in 1950. What happened was he hurt his knee like 3 games in, and they had a rule in the NFL then, not today, but in those days, you had to wait till your graduating class finished up before you could go into the NFL. Well, my dad never played college football ever again. In fact, he worked 5 years at a gas station, and he was working a bunch of odd jobs. My sister was born already by that time. They were sitting in an apartment complex. One person had a black and white TV, and they were watching the Steelers play. And somebody said, "Hey, John, they're so bad, you could play for them." My dad actually reached out to his coach, Etz Ryan from Lindsay Military Institute in Wheeling, West Virginia, and he called the coach, who was Walt Kingsling at the time in 1955, and said, "Hey, give John Reger a tryout." My dad walked on and made the team, played 12 years. And so he didn't have to go to the draft, but it's an interesting way to get onto the NFL. And a side note, 2 side notes. One, he bought that gas station when he became an active player. Of course, he gave 2 tickets away every week. So, you know, I've got the Steelers mug here to show everybody, but there's something I want to show you just for props, just for fun. It is a draft. I got a bunch of these. Here's a game ball from the Steelers. Bobby Lane's name's on it too, along with my dad. But my dad told me a story when we moved to Tampa. And we had a restaurant. My dad went to the first Buccaneer tryout. He was about 45 years old. He just went to watch. And he said, they're so bad he could play for the team. And I remember the argument my mom got into with him. Like, you can't go do that. Well, guess what? My dad says, we're Bucs fans now. We're going to root for the Bucs. I said, Dad, you're one of the top 100 famous Steelers. He goes, no, son, we live in Tampa Bay and we are Bucs fans. So now I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneer mug. So I know it's pretty riotous down there at Ferg's. This has been a great draft show. I've really enjoyed the banter that you had. Hey, you had Ken Still Sr. on there. That was pretty cool. So with that, I'm just going to go now. I know that you've muted your sound there, and I'm looking forward to, being back on the show Saturday and next week for On the Tee Florida, our golf show every Thursday night.
Great, John Reger, and appreciate you sharing that story. That's a